brothers and sisters, generals, salute, fellow spell breakers. Welcome to another EBX and Lord Lamont show, thus EBX discussion. And may that great divine just be in our life, keep our family strong and prospering. Brother, sister, and family in the world, online. And be thankful if we're in a good space and we're seeing clear, because some of us, we got, always call down protection on those who may not be in a good space. A lot of us have been there. That's what built a lot of generals. And we're going to get into that and salute and honor thy ancestors who fought so very hard to get many of us in that great divine space that we are in. Salute, man. Brother and sister, that was a warrior like Queen Nefertiti I was speaking on a podcast I did, a few days ago. And I did do an affirmation meditation podcast, and I'll be doing more of those, audios. And so just absorb beauty, the most, man, as much positive energy and beauty we can in life. And speaking of beauty, it's a beautiful day today. It's up to 70 degrees in the old Milltown, and a little over 70. And so I'll be getting a lot of footage outside and just sharing Mama Nature with those who view. Current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. One, salute you and thank you, as well as children, family, brother and sister in the world, I'm studying already, in the world and online. So we got to have a little funny, we can't laugh at our own self, something wrong with you, so, let's get to it, brothers and sisters. The brain is the ultimate computer. This is part 2. My son and I, Lord Lamont, salute. He did text me this morning, but I didn't get back to him because when I'm meditating, sometimes I kind of shield out a little bit and get into one's meditation, but I'll be getting back with him. And of course, it'll be a father and son discussion Saturday, as I've been speaking on. And we're still going to speak on some comedy. And it's a brother that's no longer with us that we're going to give a tribute to. And of course, we're going to speak on funny things in our lives and other comedians. So look for that Saturday. I know I've been speaking on it, but he's been doing some things and taking care of stuff. So, but we'll get around to it. And we did a podcast on the brain is the ultimate computer too, and that'll be in the end screen. And it's called a 3-candle protection. That's what's on the banner and or thumbnail. So that'll be in the end screen. So this is part 2. The brain is the ultimate computer, and a lot of us who are aware and get downloads and ideas and creativity, we know the deal, right? So what's on the banner here? Generating generals, which we should be in the business of. I am, one who wants to be, because there was, people that helped me along the way, whether it's family, brother, or sister. In the past, we all have some, whether it was through a person, place, or thing, something that kind of helped get us to the position one is in. Many things, as well as our own willpower and strength, It's just mindfulness is a beautiful thing. Aware, not naive, stupid, or gullible, but gentle, but firm. Thank you, Atala Shabazz, which is Malcolm X's daughter. Rest in peace and in power. For some reason, that phrase sticks with me. But let's get to the banner and or thumbnail, of course. Generating generals. And this is a scene from Matrix. And this is when Neo was in that chair. And this is what it's like when we are getting downloads and when we shape and practice on our brain. It can be like this, like what we see on the banner here. And I want to incorporate Taekwondo, which, what? It's like, see, that's why this is why it's good to explore and get in meditation. Because, of course, we sift through the bad things we don't need. Always got to emphasize on that. But getting to that good part of us is what make it all worth it. Mind, body, and soul. So Taekwondo, we can use martial arts as an example. We treat our brain like how Bruce Lee treated martial arts. Rest in peace and in power. I come up with quotes from Bruce Lee. I've done an audio with his picture on the banner, and I get jewels from just anywhere, that help the brother grow, whether it's child, family, brother or sister, anything good through person, place, thing. We're receptive. Got that pineal gland for the righteous things and shutting out the wrong things. Be amazed what will download, like the banner here. And the more we practice, the more we stay on it, it'll be like the banner here. We can get information like that. But as the human mind, we have to still sift through what goes in our psyche, right? What goes in, what goes out. So I use that example of Taekwondo, like we see on the banner here. And you can learn a lot about one's mind, body, and soul, of course, learning martial arts, because it's more than just a physical action. It's also a mind, body, and soul thing. It teaches honor and not doing things out of frustration or anger, always keeping focus. And that was something that Bruce Lee was adamant about, and many martial artists, Michael Jai White, Wesley Snipes, because they're martial artists. And I love hearing those brothers speak on the honor aspect of martial arts. So we can take that and use it in our everyday life as having honor. And of course, it would be unique and beautiful knowing martial arts. And I think that's something I'm gonna look into. And the physical aspect too, but I want to look at it more of a spiritual thing too, learning how to be firm when you're standing in the face of a threat, because it's not easy to do that, whether it's a threat in the world or a person or place. And that's one thing that a lot of martial artists learn in that. I've never taken it. I'm just, observing, going off what I've heard, like Michael Jai White say, because he and Wesley too, real talk, brothers are dope. They're actually are dope martial artists off the camera. And Michael Jai White is definitely one of them brothers, real. And I did a podcast on Michael Jai White, the movie Spawn. I had the depiction of when it showed all the multiple spawns. I had that on the banner. And Spawn was before Blade. And I thought Blade was before Spawn, but it's the other way around. Actually, Spawn was before Blade. So they might have got some kind of ideas from Spawn and then, to make that movie Blade. But like I said, I also did a podcast with Wesley Snipes on the banner and thumbnail. It was called Inner Sun Power. And I had the scene from the first Blade when he was in the shower scene when he was throwing the boomerang, because I had that in his hand. But yeah, and I spoke on in there how Wesley Snipes saved Marvel movies, because they were going bankrupt. They were going flop. See, I'm telling you, melanated power. I'm telling you. And just think again, if melanated brothers and sisters didn't exist, it's a lot of things in this world that wouldn't exist either. Really got to ponder that. But I won't get too far into that. Anybody can, like I've always said, everybody has a divine ability and or skill, just a matter of tapping into it. But as far as facts and science, melanated brothers and sisters just have a different magnetism. But it goes back to the core of the person, how deep we're willing to go into our spiritual selves. That's what it comes down to. So it's it depends on the individual. It always comes back to that, how powerful we can be, because Bruce Lee was a powerful mother hubber. And I listen to a lot of his quotes from time to time, and I've heard Michael Jai White speak, of course, and Wesley, so just different jewels, like again, could be from family, brother or sister in the world, online. But getting back to the banner, we got to be in the business of building generals. Building generals is like, maybe not like, we can go out in the world, because that's good too. And building a general is just saying a positive word when we're out and about or something, open a door for somebody. That's building a general right there, because it's passing on positive energy. And I seem to come across a lot of that. It's almost like people, and this is any race I've come across where I'm out here, we're going to the gas station or store. It's almost like people can just feel your positive energy. And I've had people open the door and people just be so polite, and always keep things like that in one's divine mental file, and it's just wonderful, and it's like people can feel a positive presence, and it's wonderful. And that's a part of building, generating generals, just having a good vibration. And it's not always being this deep spiritual person. It's just being an upright human being with morals. And people can feel that. And I always say, when we're an upright moral human being, male or female, brother or sister, the deep spiritual will come. It just depends on if we're exploring that part of the unknown, like Neil did on the banner here. That can be all of us. It's not impossible. Again, the brain is the ultimate computer. Remember, this is part 2. Because the computer stemmed from a thought, an idea, creation. We birthed the computer. Actually, melanated brothers and sisters, we were the first scientists. That's facts. It just is what it is, you know. So again, the brain is the ultimate computer. It just depends on what we're feeding it. You know, we are so much more than this human flesh. I'm telling you. Get past that firewall, folks. So I like to say that's my new thing. The human flesh is like a firewall. You're either going to be refined by it or it's going to burn your ass up. And life is always like a full circle. Nothing can stop the force of nature, especially if you're going against it and you're not living amongst principles. You know, that's what generates generals, you know, within ourselves, family, significant other, or children. Remember, it's a realm, and that core always starts with oneself. And again, it's like a righteous ripple effect. Remember, it starts with ourselves, children, family, significant other. We work our way out. You know, there's righteous brothers and sisters in that realm also, as well as our family and things we come across, you know. And I'm always looking to generate a general. You know, I'm always positive when I'm out and about. But we do learn to be firm. You know, that's when it comes to knowing our energy and others' energies. You know, because sometimes we come across those that may have energy. It's like, you know, some people we can say something to, some people not. You know, we just leave them alone. You know, feel each other out, and it's not being paranoid or nothing like that. It's just maintaining a firm balance of positive energy, because it isn't really about floating on no cloud. I always got to put emphasis on that. It's also being firm. We can have positive energy even going in through a so-called storm or challenge. You know, one learn this, keep on living, as my grandmother used to say. Rest in peace and in power. Keep on living, buddy. We'll find out what we put out, right? And I know we hear that a trillion billion times. What we put out, what we get back. You know, a lot of us have experienced this, whether it's good or bad, you know. And Great Divine and Mama Nature is the author. Patience and time. Remember that. So even if we think we're getting away with something, we can go a whole lifetime and think we're getting away with something. And all of a sudden, boom, Great Divine will spank us on the ass. Will always show. Great Divine and Mama Nature will always show us who holds the true power. Always. Again, we can go our whole life thinking we just smooth, especially if we stomped on people, we're evil, and we don't give a damn. And oh yeah, the longer it takes, the harder it's gonna hit. Yeah, so just stay in a righteous space. And again, we want to come into our golden years what? Gracefully, enjoying our grandkids and the prosperity we have accumulated and built along this golden divine path, and being proud of the generals we generated along the way. Again, family, brother, sister, child, significant other, whoever is in close proximity to you. You know, try our best to generate generals, you know, and work that brain. Look up, get as much knowledge as possible. You know, like my son and I, Lord Lamont, you know, he's had a few challenges, but he a smart dude. He intelligent. He really is. And I really enjoy the podcast he and I do. You know, again, we have challenges too, you know, but communicating, talking, being real and honest with oneself, I'm telling you, we will begin to see the brain truly is the ultimate computer, you know. Part 2, as I said, and we'll be just like this man, what we see on the banner here, you know. So that's our example of our brain is like a computer. It just depends on what we're feeding it, what motivates us, you know. What do we, again, like I said in that what was it, affirmation meditation video I did, it just depends on what we feeding our mind, body, and soul, so we can see clearly in what we see, hear, and feel, because it's very, very important. So let's get to this hip-hop break. Of course, I got a hip-hop stimulation break, and yeah, and we're gonna come back, and I do got maybe, I don't know, a few affirmations. Didn't really put a count on it, but I wanted to know a few affirmations, or we can call them spell breaker statements. I like to say that, and thank those for riding along. Remember, we're leaders and teachers with a student spirit. We ain't no damn follower. Changing that damn narrative. You know why? Because our brain is the ultimate computer all day long. You know, we way more smarter than some damn smartphone. You know, we use it for what it is, but never lose ourselves in this shit. You know, we birthed the computer. Ponder that. All right, because I'm telling you, and all this stuff that's in the media and stuff we see with the beefing with T.I. and 50, I ain't paying attention to none of that shit. I'm not paying. I'm gonna agree with brother T.I. He said, I'm telling you. Now, something, it just, again, it depends on where we are in our brain, in our mind, you know, because, and I heard a sister say this yesterday on a platform. She said, this AI shit is really getting out of control. That discernment, we going to have to turn that discernment up 1,000 notches. Now we really going to have discernment. And that's real shit, real talk. Cause it's getting to the point where you can't tell what's real and what's not. And that's something T.I. touched on. So stay away from the beef and shit. Don't be entertained by that shit. Stay away from it. Real talk, cause it's negative energy. So, and I was listening to an interview T.I. this morning, him and his son. He was, I think it was Wake Up with Angela or something. And I actually subscribed to the platform. It's kind of a nice platform. And T.I. literally called his son right there on the actually I think it's a radio show too, but it's on a YouTube platform. He literally called his son right there on the spot and said, son, are we over that? And he said, yep. He said, what we doing? He said, positive energy and peace. He said, we letting that go. We done with that, right? He said, I'm trying to. And man, that's the kind of stuff we need to cling to. This other bullshit, and we don't need it. We really don't. You know, so if those want to be entertained by bullshit in this media, all you're doing is damaging your psyche. You know, it does something to you psychologically to keep following this negative shit that's being thrown out here, you know. So stick to the righteous and stick to the positive, you know. So that's what I'm doing. Generating generals. That's what we got to be in the business of, you know. We be above and beyond the matrix, you know. We are the fucking matrix. Those who are righteous and got that light deep within our soul. And that's brother, sister, family, you know. Child, because children can have that light too, you know. That goes back to us adults, you know. We be the generals, you know, adult generals, and we generate young generals, brother or sister, male or female. I know I am. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do in one's power to generate generals in one circle. So again, the brain is the ultimate computer all day long. Part 2, brothers and sisters. So again, I put the one my son and I did, Lord Lamont, salute, in the end screen. Again, they had the 3 candle protection on the banner. And the candle represents protection. The 3s, the mind, body, and soul. Well, it's really 7 senses, but I use the candles for the 3 protection, like the mind, body, and soul, to see, hear, and feel. Those 3. So that's what the 3 candles represent. If you ever see that on a podcast I do, or audio. But I also got another thing I say, the 7 senses that are the most important in our life ever: mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel, and the psyche. Those, I call those the 7 senses. If you can keep those 7 things on point and on fire like pistons, man, I'm telling you, nothing can F with us. No devil in hell can stop us. All right, so let's get to this hip-hop break. And I'll be back with some affirmations or spell breaker statements. And we treat our brain like Taekwondo. You know, take it serious. You know, matter of fact, learn Taekwondo. I think I am. I mean, if we have to go on a YouTube channel, somebody, well, Bruce Lee, he's right here on YouTube. And Jet Li, salute to Jet Li. He got videos where he's breaking down the mind and the spirit in Taekwondo. I actually seen a clip of him, I think last night. I seen the title of it, but I didn't click onto it. But I'm gonna check that out. See what I'm saying? Feed that brain. I'm telling you, it'll just want you a hunger for righteous knowledge. And once we start wanting knowledge and we start seeing results, because that's the goal, brothers and sisters, results in ourselves, family, children, significant other, results, righteous results, so we can blossom in our golden years and pass it down to our kids and grandkids, because that's the beautiful part of life. Not this bullshit out here in this media and their social media. Stay away from drama and toxic entertainment. All right, so let's get to this hip-hop break. And let me see, I don't remember the songs I had. Let me see. Yep, as I said, it's a beautiful day today in the old Milltown, and I will be having footage outside. And my son and I, Lord Lamont, we're gonna go to the park, because I'm right by a park. I pass by parks all the time, and it's too dang on beautiful not to get out and enjoy some of this weather, you know. And that's something that I want to talk about too. Keep joy, laughter, and happiness. That's our greatest weapon, brothers and sisters, against the punk ass devil. Let nothing interfere with our joy. Now we stay focused and stay on business, as I said, and generate generals. But don't leave out joy, fun, and happiness in our life too, because that's also a part of balance. And it's also about the mental health, because that's the song, and I played this before, but it's for those who may not have heard it, and also a reminder. It's all about the mental health at the end of the day, folks. Be back after this.
To my generals, salute. Gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Brothers and sisters, gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. EBX, salute. I'm here to give insight and never go out this life without a fight. Don't give a damn, a man, what it look like. I keep on going, a must, I do right. So equipped, the benefits of this life. No longer a misfit, it feels nice. A good vibe, on this song. One's calling down protection from the great divine zone. Gotta wanna help yourself. Brothers and sisters, it's all about the mental health. Hey, 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 hey. Gotta wanna help yourself. Brothers and sisters, it's all about the mental health. Hey, 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 hey. I'm on the right lane, I must remain. And those that's righteous, thinking God, we not insane. A royal in the heart, don't need no fame. No time to waste, especially our brains. Stop fighting one another, nothing will change. Saving your life, that is one aim. A mind, body, soul, it ain't no fucking game. We got no time for kill, or no shame. Hey, never be no fucking lame. Sun gon' shine, not always gon' rain. I stay away from stress and always remain. I watch for the elephant, mistakes is irrelevant. We gotta stay smart in this life and intelligent. Gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Brothers and sisters, gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Brothers and sisters, gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. Always do a self-awareness check on ourselves and keep tabs on our family. That's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. That righteous, divine, mental health. Gotta wanna help yourself. Brothers and sisters, salute.
Real talk. Gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. All right. Yep, gotta wanna help yourself. We can be inspired by brothers and sisters and those who've had tough experiences, but it's always, like I said earlier in the podcast, it's all up to the individual, And, we should know this by now, but, weak as that be that think they run this planet. They the one dividing up and causing chaos and doing shit amongst us. But again, like the banner here, this banner, when whoever listening, brother, sister, family, when one is having some kind of challenge or, back to a space like what's on this banner. To me, like what's on the banner here, this is what meditation is all about right here. And I'm telling you, we be quiet. We'll be amazed. See, a lot of us that meditate, we know this. When we get in those quiet moments, it's more than just, it's positive, but it's a way of life. And you really can sort through things, especially in these times. We better get moments to ourselves so we can sort through challenges and come up with the best solution possible. Remember, the goal is results, brothers and sisters, and ourselves, again, children, family, significant other. And if you think this system is your friend, you're a damn fool. Don't get lost in it. We got to do what we got to do to navigate through it. But always be looking through that righteous, divine third eye for the righteous things, not toxic shit. All right. So that's the next song. System, not your friend, and be back after this.
Yeah. Man, the system ain't your friend. I took it back to the roots. Come in, you can too. I take it tired of being a fool. I live by principles, not no fucking rules. I'ma do what I got to do. As I stay true, I keep my mind while I'm on the grind. I keep the enemy confused because I look within. That's why I can't lose. One with nature, my creator. Yeah, just like the wind. I'm sorry, man, but we've been due. Ain't no such thing as sin, man. This system ain't your friend. Need to tell you again? Yeah. This system ain't your friend. Here we go again. And man, when it's gonna change? In man 2020, it's still the same thing. Hard to be a black man, got to overstand. This is our land. Pay close attention what I'm saying. Ain't nothing gonna help you, and not even grand, unless you get up off your butt and do it yourself, man. I'm pushing forward. That is my plan. I'm just trying to stay alive. Don't give a damn about having no fans. You know why? Because the system ain't your friend. Yeah. Need me to tell you again? Don't mean to be harsh, but I don't know who some of you are. I love my family and my friends, so that's a start. Even though we far apart, man, I keep them in my heart. And I keep my strong shield, and I keep my sword sharp. And make it in this life, gotta know who you are. My spirit on fire, and I ain't even no star. Cause fame is a foreign, Hollywood is Mars. Cause it's my fucking soul, man, and I'm in fucking charge. The system ain't your friend. Yeah. Need me to tell you again? EBX, this system ain't your friend. Yeah. Let go.
Real talk. Let go. I was feeling it on that song. And I'm going to put that in the end screen. And that song there, the video I used in the audio, which is on the banner thumbnail, of course, it's a depiction of South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be in the end screen. And the father and son discussion I did with Lord Lamont on part 1 of the brain is the ultimate computer all day long. So we can hear his perspectives on it, and it's wonderful, we get to that place of awareness, because it's the best education in the world. I'm telling you, that's the best education, when one is truly aware of oneself. Yep. So let's get back into it, brothers and sisters, fellow spell breakers, and be thankful if one is in a righteous space, because as we see out here with this AI, like I said, almost can't tell what's fake and what's real. We got to stay with it and stay knowledgeable, treat our brain like we would our physical body. Again, I would say Taekwondo, learning, the honor and the discipline of that art is a good way to get to know our mind, body, and soul. Like this banner here, go back to this space when one is feeling challenging. Anyone, like I said, who's listening to this, use this as a meditation process. Think of that, and downloading good things into our mind, things that we need, and it's wonderful to be in that space. Yep. So let's get to the I got some spellbreaker statements, as I do sometimes, and don't forget, folks, the brain, man, don't we hear that saying. What's that saying? The mind is a terrible thing to waste. We hear these things thrown around, but that is so true, and I say don't wait too late. I say it takes time sometimes to sift through conditionings and old habits and ways of living and things like that, but make sure it's not too late. But again, those who are in a good foundation and who are generating generals, I salute you, because this world can really, the social media, the media can really work on one's psyche, Like I say, when we out and about, it's like everybody's feeling each other's energy, but it's not a paranoid thing. It's just, we just got to look at it, how the matrix, this punk ass matrix has us, we got to look at that's what's making us this way, the way we are. And again, we birthed the computer, so we are the parents of these computers. So, we just got to know that. All right, leaders and teachers with a student spirit. I'm going to have, I guess, 4 spellbreaker statements that I'll speak on, and I'm going to salute you divine generals on to your divine general life. Brother, sister, family in the world, online. All right, let's go. First spell breaker statement: one's inner peace or wholeness is unshakable. When we practice and stay on it, stay focused, as I said earlier, stay away from the drama, bull, things that are only entertaining and is useful. It's useless to our mind, because it's like stolen time. We can't get it back. So we have our downtime and our rest time and chill and stuff like that, because our body got to rejuvenate. But when it's time to stand on business, as I always say, it's better to be ready so we don't have to get ready, mind, body, and soul, But again, don't forget to laugh, enjoy, and have fun too. Don't let ourselves become too stern. We gentle but firm. Always come back to that for some reason. All right, spell breaker statement number 2: calmness is our weapon against chaos. Real talk. And a lot of us great philosophers, brother or sister, speak on this. Having calmness within. Never ever jump off an impulse. All right. Spell breaker statement number 3: we choose serenity and wholeness or peace, still peace, STEEL, over anxiety or worry. Can't let those things enter our mind, body, and soul, because they are the cousins of stress. And we don't need no stress at all. Less stress or no stress at all, because stress is a killer. I'm serious about that. All right. Let's see. I think I said 3, didn't I? Did I say 3? Yep, I said 3, didn't I? All right, spell breaker statement. Last but not least, number 4. We are stronger than our anxiety. We are way stronger than that. We only knew the power we possess. Look at the inventions, things we create, things we can do as human. Nothing is more powerful and stronger than a human spirit. I'm telling you. Again, we birth the robot. Just ponder that. Think about that. So again, the brain is the ultimate computer. Don't forget that. Keep feeding it knowledge and everything. Another thing I've learned about spirituality is more than just, of course, we got to have our psyche right and and sift out the toxic things and stuff like that. But eating, rest, that matters too. How we eat late at night, as I said. Again, I'm not this big health nut, but I do regulate one's eating, because when you get up in them levels of age, you'll start paying attention to how you eat and start listening to your body, unless you don't give a damn. But eating late at night, I think that's a real bad habit for black people. I think we got that bad, because I had that habit. I told my brother that, my brother Marlon. Salute to my brother Marlon and Shahina, which is doing well. And I told Marlon that, eating late at night plays a very big part in our health, especially if we eat heavy. You get a little craving or something, make it light, some vegetables or fruit. This for me too now. There's just things to think about, So it all plays a part in our spirituality. All of it, the eating. That's why it's mind, body, and soul. Because the body plays a very, very important part. As I said before, and I say it again. Where the mind goes, the body goes. So the mind, the brain is the ultimate computer, folks. And again, this is part 2. So I thank those for coming in, to another EBX and Lord Lamont Show, thus EBX discussion. And again, Lord Lamont and I will be doing a comedy heavy hitters, and it's part 6. We'll be doing that Saturday. If nothing, don't stop it or nothing. But look, it'll be soon. If it don't be Saturday, it'll be soon. We haven't spoken in a while, so yeah. So we can laugh and and stay knowledgeable, brothers and sisters, and those who are building generals, keep doing it. And just a positive word, and whether it's online or in the world, just a positive vibration that's generating a general right there. So that's what we got to be in the business of, brothers and sisters. So yep. And keep joy, laughter, and happiness. That's our greatest weapon. Like I said in one of those affirmations, that's our greatest weapon against that punk ass devil, brothers and sisters. So never lose that power that we have developed within. Again, be like this banner here. Have wonderful things downloading into our psyche, to our mind, body, and soul, like Taekwondo. Real talk. So yep, keep on building generals, brothers and sisters, and never forget, when we get into, we think we frustrated, or we feeling any kind of thing, anything that tantalizes our soul, get back like this banner here and meditate and get back to what we was born with, a fire divine spirit. And never ever forget, brothers and sisters. The brain is the ultimate computer. This is part 2. Yep, so stay great, stay strong, and be in the business of building generals. Brother, sister, family. Salute.